Councilman.
Thank you to the members of the Commission. Thanks for the opportunity. I don't have prepared remarks, so I'm hoping to be under your 2-minute limit. I will tell you that my purpose today is not to give you the town's war stories or to be a part of a collective pile-on LIPA. I have 4 quick points I'd like to make in the area of assessments, communication, taking advantage of local resources and underground wires. When it comes to assessments, it seems in the aftermath of this that there was just a failure of assessing the situation when it came from the utilities perspective. And I share with you the story of 5 days into the storm, a DOT person from upstate was in my block making an initial assessment of the storm damage and what needed to be done. It did not appear that there were priorities being determined, and people weren't told how priorities were being determined. And I think the County Executive made a very good point that people can withstand a lot of hardship if there's an expectation. But I would also say that people can plan if there's an expectation. They can plan to secure their home and leave town. They can plan to stay out of town if they know and have some idea of what the expectation should be, which brings us to communication. I think, if nothing else, this was, among other things, an epic failure of communication. LIPA had put together a texting function that they were touting before this storm. It just made matters worse. There are many ways to leverage technology. That has to be an important part of this. Taking advantage of local resources, as opposed to the Long Island Railroad's experience, there was no meaningful action plan for coordinating local resources. We have people, we divide our town into 23 snow removal districts. There was never talk about how to go about fanning out in the town. Underground wires could occupy hours, not just minutes, so I would say I hope the Commission looks at this and conclude with this. As a town official, I had a hope before Irene that 10 years of tree trimming would allow us to avoid what happened with Hurricane Gloria. That wasn't the case. Before Superstorm Sandy, I had a hope that the lessons of Irene had been learned and that the weak trees were down and we wouldn't have the same problems. Unfortunately, it was worse. My hope is that through your good work, the next time we have a storm of this proportion, that we are prepared and there is much less economic, physical, and emotional dislocation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilman.